right, shalom, 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 y'all. Shalom. It's Michael Israel. You're watching Spiritual Combat. And hold on one sec. I get a lot of communication. But yeah, shalom, y'all. Good to see y'all. This is gonna be it's gonna be an uplifting lesson, because I know there's a lot of, you wake up in the morning, they be like, this many people dead, and you got 20 conspiracy theory videos to look over, and folks are trying to figure out what's going on. And I think this lesson today will give just what it says, perspective. It'll put things in a good frame of understanding, so you're not getting overwhelmed with information. You know what I'm saying? But first and foremost, first thing I want to do is give a shout out to Straitway Dallas for the Spiritual Combat Straitway hat. All praises. That's my aunt Zedekiah. And I had the hat on earlier when I was getting everything together for the show here. But what happened, I ran out the room, and it came off, and then I had to run back out and get it real quick. But yeah, man, awesome hat. Came just in time. When I go out, you know what I'm saying? We had to do a little running around, me and some of the saints, and I had this on. I got a 1.5 foot long machete. You could open carry knives out here, any size. So we look pretty intimidating rolling around out here, man. So, but we definitely repping Straitway 100. So shout out to him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There's a Straitway in Dallas. If you want to get in contact with it, just call that number that's in the video description there. And they will get you right on that thing. All right. But yeah. So appreciate my Zedekiah, man. That's good peoples. You see him, he calls in the show here from time to time. I gotta go back to this video here. Man, I can't wait to get back with the saints, man. All praises, man. Y'all could see the powerful worship, the brotherhood, the sisterhood, just the true, you know what I'm saying? You can feel the spirit on that. It's encouraging. A lot of times, man, I'm going to tell you something that will help a lot of y'all out is this video here is Straitway Always There. It's on the Spiritual Combat YouTube page. If you could somehow set that video up to where that's your wake-up alarm to music like that, that will get you going in the right direction in your day. And this is one of those times where it's good to be in like the book of Psalms and listening to praise and worship music. It is a powerful thing, because like in times like this where, it could be stressful times, listening to stuff like that is powerful, man. This is where the worship takes on a very powerful, it gets a lot of power behind it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's awesome, man. So and I'm gonna do it myself. I'm gonna take myself up on that. I'm gonna put together a praise and worship music wake up alarm for myself, so I hit the ground aggressively running. And let me say this: aggression is a beautiful thing. All right. Passivity is, you call it whatever you want, but I like aggression. I like doing things and doing projects and getting started on things in an aggressive way. I'm all about that, man. So man, I like aggressiveness. It's not a bad thing. A lot of Christendom, Catholicism, all that stuff, they push a passive, timid, tiptoe through the tulips mentality to men. And in this day and age, that ain't the time for it, man. This is this is the season of the aggressive man. You know what I'm saying? Let them, y'all know some of my videos of the past. You know what I'm saying? Man, thou art loosed. This is that time. This is the time for men to be loosed and to walk as men. Put some bass in your voice. Look a dude in the eyes and tell him something uncomfortable but real. You know what I'm saying? This is that day and age, man. It's that time. Situations like this, epidemics, whatever, and there's all types of confusion of, hey, what's going on? This, that, and the other. Me, the spiritual combat stance, it hasn't changed. It's an epidemic of biblical proportion, and it's biblical. You know what I'm saying? I hit y'all in the head with that 2nd Ezra chapter 15. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I that's my story. I'm sticking to it because it line up with the scripts. All right, I want to say shalom to all y'all, man. Shalom to all y'all tuning in. Gideon, I got to check in with my brother Gideon. You know what I'm saying? Brothers like Gideon thrive in these types of situations. Like brother Gideon probably feels like normal now in situations like this. But shalom to my brother Gideon. Shalom to brother Carter. Let's see who else in there. Rob Mathis, shalom. We got the soldiers in the building over there. Sheldon, shalom. Let's see. Let's see. He said you got that right. Brother Shimla bin Yisrael, shalom to your Ak. Definitely hit me up on the Marco Polo, brother. We're gonna chop it up. Brother Gideon said, I do feel at home while at home. All right, I hear you. All right, over there on Facebook, Redbeard's Racing, shalom to you, brother Terry, shalom. Josh, the Hebrew Black Ric Flair, shalom to you. Zedekiah in the building. Michael Clayton, shalom. Straitway, Michigan in the building. And hey, I had that shirt on, the Commandment Keeper shirt, but again, that green camouflage, I was trying to get it to work. I got a green screen up here, so, and it looked crazy. You seeing through parts of my body, but I'm gonna wear that shirt when I can. All right, Sister V, shalom to you. Terrence, shalom. Mika, shalom. And you see Koya in the building. Y'all say shalom to Sister Koya. And Wesley, shalom. Let's see. Brother Adam, shalom to you. All right. And Elder Rufus, shalom, Elder Rufus. Y'all say shalom to Elder Rufus in there too. All right. So yeah, man, we're going to get into this. And the first thing I'm going to do, and if y'all don't mind, I'm going to be drinking my drink while I bring this out. Got some oat straw health drink and all types of other stuff up in here. Okay? All right. First thing I'm going to do, I like to find in the words so there ain't no confusion. So let's do that. All right. All right, there we go. All right. So the first thing we're going to do, and I'm going to put up here on the screen, because, and I think you're going to really like, you're going to get it. You might get, it might be simplified right to you as soon as I do this right here. So look at this. Perspective, okay? It says the art of drawing solid objects on a two-dimensional surface so as to give the. I think this is a better. The second definition is a better one. It says a particular attitude toward or way of regarding something, a point of view. So just kind of getting. Let me see. Okay. Hold on one sec, y'all. So, we got an even more simplified definition. I'm going to just put this up, okay? It says, let me put it on the big screen. Because I got to fix something. I got to fix the studio. So while y'all reading that, I'm going to be over here fixing my studio. Okay, there we go. Okay. What it says is, this one right here is the one I like. It says, your perspective is the way you see something. That's good. But the way I'd like to say it is a biblical perspective of looking at what's going on. Okay? That's all I'm saying. I'm out there looking. I'm listening. I'm watching. And I'm looking at how people are looking at the whole epidemic. One of the things that can be intimidating, I guess, I don't know what the word is, or stressful or worrisome, is there's a lot of information coming out about what's going on. What is this? There's conflicting information, a lot of conspiracy stuff, a lot of valid conspiracy stuff that I am gonna research. I am. I see one of the brother Steve, Lesperance brother. He's from, I think. Steve, let me know you're from Canada. I'm positive. I'm pretty positive you're from Canada. He sent me a lot of good information. Very. Like, there was one piece of information on germ theory that really, there was something that was said in it that really rang a particular bell of something I look at, because pseudoscience, we have no idea the degree. Pseudoscience is a religion, okay? And that masquerades as fact, okay? That's how we get a lot of how they see the universe, so-called, and a lot of stuff is pseudoscience. And he sent me a lot of stuff that I need to look over, because I'm a black nerd, okay? I studied, prior to getting this deep into the truth, I studied a lot of particle physics and quantum mechanics and stuff like that. Just on the side, as like when I'm just relaxing, instead of watching movies, I'm watching, particle physics lessons and stuff, and documentaries and stuff. And there was a lady that he sent me, and she was breaking some good stuff down. And when she hit on germ theory, that I was like, well, that's a whole. What I typically do is deep, involved stuff like that, where it gets real deep and it requires a lot of my concentration. What I typically do is I have to study that type of stuff while I'm actually doing mechanical work, so my mind's preoccupied, or while I'm organizing something, so that I could go real deep into it. all that to say this. All that to say this, man. No matter what direction you dive into, and then I'm going to get on to my lesson. No matter what direction you dive into, whether you want to dive into astrophysics, whether you want to dive into particle physics, quantum physics, germ theory, science, any of this stuff, what an atom is, all this stuff, dude, science is already beginning, all the scientists are beginning to come into agreement that at the end of the day, the smallest thing that everything's made up of is basically like little pieces of electrical energy that they have no idea what they are. That's literally what everything's coming to. And it can be affected by your thoughts and all this stuff like that. Yes. So what is that saying? It all goes back to what the book say. You know, it's the spirit world, prayer affects stuff, your faith, all that. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, putting this whole thing into perspective of what's going on, when I look into the Bible, I'm gonna show y'all some interesting parallels of what's going on right now. It's interesting that, and y'all have heard me say this before, that all this stuff is happening, and all these epidemiologists and high muckety mucks and highly educated, scientists and all this other stuff that they call them, they're all saying that this virus, or whatever you want to call this, I just call it the plague, that this plague is going to peak out right at the time of Passover. Okay? Isn't that interesting? It's going to peak out. Everybody, that's what they're all saying. Okay? It's also interesting that it's going to, it's also interesting that I know me and Sister Koya have been in this Hebrew thing for years now. And around this time of year, and I'm going to show you a verse. This is very interesting. Hold on. I'm going to show y'all something better. So, hold on. Let me pull this up. I want to back it up with script. All right. Okay. It's Joel. Is it Joel? I'll find it. Numbers. We're going to get it for you. So, what's interesting is that for years, me and Koya have kept the feast days, and we know when it comes around Passover time, it's like we get threatened. Okay, it's Zephaniah 3:18. Okay, so I'm gonna bring Zephaniah 3:18 KJV. So check this out, man. I'm gonna show you. This computer's doing what it wants. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up. It's interesting because me and Koya over the years have stand by, y'all. I got you. I like to put it up there for you. All right. Okay. All right. Come on. So for years, me and Koya, you keep the feast days, and you're taking these days off. Now at my job, they force you. They tell you throughout the year, make sure you keep this much time off on the books because we're shutting down for Christmas and you have to use your time off for that. I'm like, screw that. I was like, give me some overtime. I was like, what? They're like, well, you're gonna have to you're gonna be cleaning if you got like I'm scared. I was like, dude, give me some overtime. I'll come in. Just make sure you got some time off because we'll have to shut down. They force you to observe and take days off for they wicked pagan holidays. And then it pissed me off last year because I was like running low on time off. I'm like, no, I want to save this for my time off, Man, and some of y'all know if y'all have been following me past couple months here, man, they came with mandatory overtime and I had to go through the federal equal opportunity office and all these other people to fight to get a waiver put in my folder or file to get my Sabbaths off because they were forcing overtime on the Sabbath. It was like, dude, I switched my schedule up so I could do my overtime on Friday. So my day off was on Friday. They were still trying to force me. So it's been war. So anyway, but listen, getting back on topic, look what Zephaniah says about what's going on right now. Because for years, me and Koya have caught flack at our jobs. She's actually lost employment for taking these days off. We taking financial hits, big ones, over this. And look what the Bible says, Zephaniah 3:18. I will gather them that are sorrowful for the solemn assembly who are of thee, to whom the reproach of it was a burden. So basically, keeping these feast days was a burden over here in Babylon. It's a burden sometimes getting these days off financially. They ain't working with you. They ain't really honoring those feast days. So look at now. Everybody getting they Passover off, okay? And with sugar on top and then some. And I'm loving it. This is good. Like over here with the with my wife and with my children, and we're doing the gardening, all this stuff like that, and this whole world is gonna shut down to observe the Passover, whether they want to or not. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. So that's another significant thing, because because this day high time, like they got the Wimbledon going on, some tennis tournament, the basketball tournament, this, that, and other. He done shut all that crap down. And you gonna sit your butt in the house, just like y'all said, and do the Passover. Like a sick duck. You gonna quarantine yourself he gonna make you, you gonna do it just like they did in Egypt, and you gonna sit up in your house with a monkey face on, with the monkey mug, you be like, on Passover. Isn't that right? Put a 100 up in there if you get the significance of that. You know what I'm saying? So isn't that significant? So, with this epidemic, I mean, that's what's going on. Now, something else that's interesting is when we ate the Passover meal, we would consume bitter herbs. Okay, and if you study herbs, what do bitter herbs do for your body? What's the benefit of consuming bitter herbs? Isn't this significant? That's part of the Passover meal, is bitter herbs. What do bitter herbs do? Do any of y'all know what the benefit of consuming bitter herbs? Let's see if somebody puts it in there. All right, while I take a swig of my drink. All right. All right. So, yeah, somebody said, how good is LeBron James now? I don't know. I don't know what that dude doing. Ain't nobody watching sports. Ain't nobody. All they doing is having rap battles on Instagram. That's what they doing right now. They're having Instagram rap battles. You know what I'm doing? Koya studying herbs. We planting. We teaching the children how to plant herbs. We out there family gardening for hours. Okay, yesterday. You know, my children, like we all learning how to work together. We implemented some like lean Six Sigma type stuff out there. You know, we had pizza. We made some pizzas the other night, and we had like an assembly line going. Just learning to work together as a family. So yeah, brother put it cleans the colon, but what it does, cleanses, benefits, and builds. Look, Nina, Sister Nina put it in there. She said the what the bitter herbs do, it cleanses, benefits, and builds your immune system. If you have a bunch of mucus built up in you, it breaks it up and makes it so you could expel it and get it out. What are these people? Now, look, I know there's all the debate about what this corona thing is, but what everybody is saying is the people are having a hard time breathing because of the mucus buildup in their lungs and stuff like that. Okay? So Koya put bitter herbs are blood cleansing, highly beneficial to digestion, weight loss, and great for the immunity also. So Koya really broke it down in there. A couple people, they breaking it down. They're showing you it detoxifies you. If you're consuming that, you see what I'm saying? And what are you told to do? What are you told to not consume on Passover? What are you told to get out of your house? Now it represents sin, but what are you told? What are you told to get out of your house? What are you told to get out of your house? And it represents sin. Y'all put it in the comments. I'll let y'all do it while I take a swig of my drink. There's oat straw and other stuff in there. Yeah. Honey. Somebody put honey. 11. Sister V's put 11. And Koya added in that the bitter herbs cleanse your liver and kidneys. Okay? All right? But it says remove the leaven. Remove the leaven. This is observing the Passover. You're not to consume leaven. What's leaven? What does leaven represent? It represents sin. But the other thing is, when you look at the leaven, now, correct me if I'm wrong, but when you look at the leavening agents, is that starches or stuff like that? So I have to look into that. But anyway, the big thing is okay. So yeah, man. Brother Steve said I agree with great health coupled with turning off the Wi-Fi. And hey, look, I'm getting ready to do a Wi-Fi extravaganza on this thing. I'm about to be that radio frequency dude. With this time off, I'm going to take about an hour to find. I have a radio frequency meter. I don't know if it goes to 5 megahertz, though. I think 5G is 5 megahertz, whatever the megahertz is. I'm going to see, though. I'm going to see. And I did a little research this morning, and these towers that I got in these videos that I see around here in Jacksonville all of a sudden are 5G towers. Out here where I live, because I live out here in Podunkville, I live a little west of Jacksonville, outside the city limits, kind of. We don't have it out here, but when you get downtown, you see it. So we're going to get into that. Yeast. So yes, and yeast turns into sugar, I want to say. But you'd have to correct me on that. All that to say, it's like, man, when you look at these herbs, when you look at the diet, if you study diet and the foods you need to be eating and what they do and the portions you need to start consuming stuff in and the power it has, like, Koya is like, her new hobby, like, that she enjoys doing is like time standing still for her. Time just flies by when she's engaged in studying these herbal compounds and all that. And, I got it. But what I have to do is prioritize what we have to do around here so that we're moving forward with getting the hell up out this house. That's what we trying to do. So try to keep things on task with that. But the stuff she's finding out that the Most High got right here. See, a lot of y'all need to do this. Go outside and look at how much green stuff is out there. The Most High didn't just put that there to blow in the wind. There's a purpose he put all this green stuff out here. There is no reason for chronic illness or for illness. He put it right there. The whole agenda of these people, of this beast system, is to get you completely stupid and completely reliant on them for all things, for everything. To the point where something I'm seeing right now around here is a lot of people don't even know how to cook. They're like, well, McDonald's closed down. How am I going to eat? Well, that square thing with those circles on it in your kitchen, that's what it's designed for. You know what I'm saying? That oven, that stove. But I'm beginning to see that with our people. And with people in general. Yeah, Brother Steve said the green is for healing. Okay, the green is for healing. And it's really coming out of her. Because where the Brother Steve said turn off the Wi-Fi, it's like, man, hey, look. When we were in the backyard yesterday, we out there working, putting this stuff together. I fell off the grid, all right? I fell off. I wasn't on the internet. I wasn't on nothing. All of our phones were inside. Koya was like, she was out there getting a workout. She felt like she had went to the gym or something. We out there working, lifting bricks and doing our thing out there. And just generally just getting it in. You know what I'm saying? Getting it in. And feeling good. And the children out there, they like being out there. You're just reconnecting to who you really are. We're an agricultural people. If you are about this Bible, the Bible's an agricultural book through and through. The culture is agricultural. It's all through. We were agricultural people. All the analogies are agricultural. The feasts are agricultural, the feast of ingathering and all this stuff. And when you read through Revelations, it's agriculture. It's about harvesting. It's imperative to get back into these herbs, man. All right, listen. All right, check this out, y'all. One of the things I did is studied about the highest antioxidant containing thing. And one of them were this thing from this tree they call it dragon's blood or something like that. It's a tree from Brazil. And they literally cut this tree, and the sap that comes out is so potent in antioxidants. There's nothing more potent. It's called dragon's blood. You can look it up, or Sagra or something. Man, look that up. I got some of that here. Like, I had a mosquito bite that was bothering me. I took a drop of this, rub it on my fingers, and wipe it on there, and within about a minute and a half, it goes away. Read up on that. Man, the stuff that's out there will blow your mind, and they go above and beyond to make sure you don't get access to it. It's like they go above and beyond to make sure you don't grow nothing. Like, we over here growing oregano and turn it into your own oregano. Like, you could heal anything. But they want to, I'm telling you, we are reliant on them for all things. And I'm just talking about healing, or food or whatever, but you name it. It's like you are designed to think you got to go to Walmart or go to them to do this or go to them to do that. Down here in Straitway, Florida, with the serious-minded core saints that we're dealing with, they are selfless. Let me pull that one up. That's another superpower out here that is rare to come across. All right. All right. All right. So, all right. Here we go. Because a lot of y'all might not know what this is. So we're going to break this one down. Selfless. Concern more with the needs and wishes of others than one's own one's own. Okay? Concern more with the needs and wishes of others than with one's own. That is a superpower today, because people are selfish. And the only way you will know, and again, I'm putting this whole thing into perspective for you. The only way you will know it, what the Bible says, you will know them by their fruits. So when you get in an epidemic situation, you begin to see the selfless people. It comes out. You're going to see it. That's why you got to say all praise to the Most High. Thank you for this thing. Thank you for this shakedown. Hey, Brother Gideon, what do you call it? Brother Gideon, what'd you call it in the military? Like when you do like I call it like a shakedown to see what everybody's about before you actually go into real combat or something. You might have some name for it. I'm not, it might be something basic that I'm overlooking, but let me know. Put it in the comments. But you see who's about what, and then who's just kind of trying to masquerade or whatever, and who ain't about nothing at all. But I'm going to tell you this, people are beginning to see that, dude, money don't matter. Nothing else matters but the brotherhood. I've been talking about that, but selfless brothers. It's called, in the military, it's called rehearsal drills, okay? And it's a drill, so they put the pressure on you to see what you're about. We're doing it here, even as a family. Koya and the children are learning, we're learning how to work together. They're learning how to follow my instruction as the head of my household. We've always kind of functioned this way on some level, but now it's a little more intense with some of the stuff we got to do and that we're trying to get in order. So yeah, we that's what we're doing out here. I'm gonna say this. Folks ain't gonna like this, okay? I'm gonna call it the way it is, man. Out here, what I seen, and this is the main thing, a lot of people, this is why people done backed off from spiritual combat or whatever, is when you start correcting the women. Now, you got whole chapters in the Bible is adamant that the women have to get in order, and that's one of the main places where issues are going to well up is with women. Because why? They're the weaker vessel. What? So naturally in war, in spiritual warfare, you're going to target the weaker vessel. That weaker vessel must be covered. Well, when you look out there among our people, our women are the most uncovered, out of order. When you look among these nations, it's an embarrassment. And even when you look into the so-called Hebrew community, you see Jezebels running rampant. I mean, shoot, it's not tomorrow. Go on Facebook or YouTube, particularly go on Facebook. I seen it on Facebook on a regular. You don't have to go far. You're going to see some so-called Hebrew woman, prophetess, up there running her big mouth, just preaching, teaching, uncovered. Probably ain't got a husband. If he do, he probably feminized. And situations like this will show you, these drill rehearsals will show you very quickly that, look, you got to get your woman, you got to get your children to a point of not questioning orders, just carrying stuff out. Because let's say it was let's say the situation that's going down, let's keep it 100. This thing could very well turn into a situation where, hey, all right, we're going to have to get up out of here. We're going to have to evacuate. Like I know I've been in situations, and I know for damn sure Gideon done been in real situations like critical situations, and he knows when somebody's appointed a leader. Brother Gideon, you put it in the comments. When somebody's appointed a leader, can you question them in critical situations? No. The book and the Bible clearly lays out the head of the woman is the man. The head of the man is Christ. The Bible lays out a military chain of command of how stuff is to function. And then there's everything else. And then there's all the excuses all these ministries make and everybody make of why they're not adhering to the chain of command. And it's confusing doctrines, but the Bible is very simple, clear, straight to the point with no confusion. And guess how you really begin to see how powerful the book is and why you need to adhere to it to a T is in situations like this when the pressure's on, where orders need to be carried out. Look, Gideon put in capital letters with explanation points. No, he said you can't question them. Just do it. Because if everybody is, when everybody sees that nobody's going to follow the leader, y'all going to get killed. And the Most High and the reasons are all through the book. Paul even said it. He says, suffer not the women to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man. And where did people jump in and go, oh, well, that was just for that time, and he was talking to that church and that. And then he goes on to precept it back to Torah. Why did he suffer not the women to teach? No, and listen to what they said. It's like, oh, well, that was only for that part. The woman could teach. So if you're saying a woman can teach, then you're also saying then she can usurp authority over the man. Now, what type of confusion does that bring in now? And why did he tie it back? He precepted. He's like, because the woman was first deceived. He said she's the weaker vessel. It's right there. There's a chain of command that has to be maintained. And when you function in that chain of command, and the woman, she acquiesces and capitulates to that chain of command, to her biblical role, and everybody falls in sync, it becomes this. It becomes a fist. You begin to operate, and it becomes. But a lot of these women, they listen. They will justify their thoughts, and they think their thoughts and their feelings are unique. And when you have them justify them, what they're saying, they're all saying the same thing, and it's all perfectly opposite what the book says. Put a 100 up in there if you get it. But I'm telling you, all that type of behavior. Hey, look, I was on the phone. I forget who I was on the phone with yesterday, but just going out here, like I said, is I go out here to a Walmart and some of these stores. I drove by the gun store. Now they're keeping the gun stores open here in Florida. All praise to that. But going by these gun stores, it was a bunch of us going into these gun stores. Now, mind you, yesterday, because we're under full quarantine now, down here in Florida. Hey, thank you, Brother Christopher. Appreciate that contribution, man. Appreciate that. All right. So look, we went by the gun store. I drove by it. Okay. It was nothing but us running up in there. Our people. Last minute. I'm talking about 8 hours before full quarantine. And it was one of these gun stores that I'm done with, because I saw how they were price gouging 38 rounds. You know what I'm saying? Terrible. Terrible. It's a hot mess. Koya, okay. She posted a recipe in there. That's cool. So yeah. So we gotta see that. Where if we get in a situation, like, how is your family gonna fend if you get in a situation where you gotta evacuate under duress, where, all right, things are starting to fall apart, y'all gonna have to get up out of there, or some type of critical situation happens where it has to be clear. Like, you see something and you say, hey, don't do that. Well, why? You see what I'm saying? Things don't work. Now, the athletes could really tell you this. I know Gideon could tell you this. But, like, some of these pro athletes that are watching, I seen Rob Mathis was in there. He could tell you, because he's told me before. Kabir's told me before. Brother Meir has told me, Daniel Meir's told me before. And some of the other ones, and Gideon and the people who've been in actual combat, dude, stuff gotta be organized. They can't be questioning, like, and the problem is a lot of our people haven't been in high pressure critical situations where teamwork is required. Okay, and that's why it pays, like me, Koya, and the children are out here. We're doing gardening, we're building stuff out back, and we're working together. And we see how the teamwork is working. It makes the family tighter. You know, Koya understands her biblical role. I understand my biblical role. The children are following into theirs. And we're just taking advantage of the time. Doing drill rehearsals, all right? All right, so yeah, so that's how you got to do it. All right, let's see what else we got. All right, I've seen. I want to word this correctly. All right. A lot of people's faith are in. You gotta see where your faith is in, because, again, the reason, and this is biblical, it's written, it's biblical. A lot of people's faith is in people, not the word of Yah. And that's the reason why I see Pastor Dow, he catches a lot of flack because his faith is in the book. He doing what the book say. And it offends a lot of people because a lot of people are wicked as hell. A lot of people, when they get offended, they don't know how to deal with it in a healthy way. And that's why over this dead season, you've seen a lot of attacks coming his way. But where are those people now? They got empty. Their ministries are made up of just empty, useless, emotionally manipulative, feel-good words. So where is Candy Cane Ministries at right now? What is Candy Cane Ministries? What's Cupcake Ministries? What are they telling you right now? What is Cupcake Ministries saying? What is Pastor Sugar saying right now? What is Pastor Lollipop saying? What are all these ministries? What is their practical, biblical, what are they saying to you? They have to tell you feel good stuff. They have to hit you emotionally. They have to hit you emotionally to put you at rest and to tell you it's going to be okay. Most High going to take care of this, that, and the other. You ain't got to do nothing. And the book tells you something else. Are they telling you Noah type stuff? Are they telling you Moses type stuff you need to do and stuff you need to be prepared to do and eat the meal in haste because you might be heading out? Like Noah and Moses were giving instruction. Biblical instruction that line up with book. You see what I'm saying? Or are they just telling you to shout louder? Just hype up your emotional feelings and that's all you what's the underlying you see what I'm saying? Somebody saying yep. We're gonna hit on that. Hey, look, but what are they telling you? See, because let me tell you the dynamic. I'm going to tell you the dynamic of how this stuff works. I'm going to tell you two dynamics. You got two dynamics. And okay, you got one dynamic where I'm saying, hey, you need to begin working together. You need to be working together with your brothers and sisters. You need to begin coming together with like-minded people where you can be reliant on them. You need to be looking for ways to utilize your brothers and sisters instead of Walmart and McDonald's and money and jobs. You need to begin to utilize your brothers and sisters, your family, your wife, your children. You need to begin to come together and work together with them so that you don't have to use this system. What do I mean when I say the system? You're not using the Walmarts. You're not counting on that government check bailout shit, whatever that thing is they got coming out so that you can do whatever that money they sending out, which is the early framework of the EI, the universal wage system. It's which is the early precursor of the B system. Okay, you need to begin to implement your biblical system. That's why I put up this superpower. You need to develop this superpower. Selfless. Okay? This is I'm telling you, this is biblical. He said, upon these 2 commandments hang all the law and the prophets. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, and soul, and love your brother as you love yourself. Selflessness. Sitting there right there. To where if you work together, you'll be able to grow more food together. When you growing your own food together, you're not going to be relying on them, on their system. When you're learning about herbs and how it could heal stuff and how it's more effective, how it could break up infection and all this stuff like that, and you got sisters like Sister Koya who are knowledgeable about it. I see other women in here and other people who are knowledgeable about it, where they know how these herbs work. You're not going to be running to the medical system to poison you. You see what I'm saying? When you know how to care for yourself, care for a wound, you see what I'm saying? Learning this stuff, being prepared to come out of her, my people, come out from among them, be ye separate. Be separate. It said they in Luke, it said they had all things in common, or in Acts, it said they had all things in common. What does that mean? What does that mean? Thank you, Brother Josh. Brother Josh said choose the old paths. Well, no, yeah, but this technology good. Brother Steve sitting there telling you to turn off the Wi-Fi. That's not an old path. That's a new path. And Brother Steve is adamant, and we see in proof that this stuff is toxic to you. That's what we're telling you. That's what the book's telling you. What's the other dynamic? So in doing this dynamic that I'm telling you, it's going to give you a more deeper, practical, faithful understanding of what this book is really simply saying. You see the brothers throwing simple scriptures in there. Choose the old path. Do this, do that. You see the sisters getting it, and the brothers, they're getting the spirit on them to choose the old path. I was just talking to Koya of how, I was like, dang, Koya, she's obsessed with learning about these herbs and the old paths. And I see a lot of people, Most High done put a spirit of gardening and doing for themselves on them. Folks don't feel right. When they see hospital, they don't feel, they get a weird, stressful feeling in them when they see a hospital now. They prefer to just do the herbs and live longer, you know. So that's that dynamic. So what it does, it's a assuring thing. As the more you do, the more you see in the book. The more you do, the more it builds your faith, and you see that this book is true. Okay? Now, we're going to go to the other dynamic. This dynamic that I'm going to talk about now, if you want to witness it, look at these ministries that over this dead season have been attacking Straitway Ministries, Pastor Dow, me too. Now, their dynamic is emotional candy high. And they just get you high. Oh, yeah? Oh, no, he got it. They come up with clever, manipulative scriptures to make you feel good. Or just ignore it. It's not happening. They're what everybody else was doing around Noah's time. Partying is good. Just continue doing what you're doing. Y'all got you. These people making you feel bad, saying we're wrong, they're evil, we come against them, this, that, and all this sugary, religious, emotional high talk. And you know what that dynamic does? It causes you to have to keep going to them to get your emotional fix to stay high. You got to come right back and get more high and hear more crap and they get you more hyped up and keep getting you high and pumping this high into you. You ain't got to do nothing. You ain't got to learn this. You ain't got to learn that. He got you. He going to get you out. He going to do. You ain't got to do nothing. You ain't got to do this, that, and the other. You ain't got to come together with your brother. Just come here and give me your money. You ain't gotta learn to get along with a brother. You ain't gotta learn to be selfless. All you gotta do is come here and give me your money and be selfless to me and give me and that's it. And that's all the dynamic is. And one of them is a dead end. One of them don't line up with book. Now it sounds like it do. The neuro-linguistic programming and the manipulation of your emotions feels like it's religious-y, sugary, but it ain't big old facts. All right, Brother Josh put, now these ministries that attack you and Pastor Dow are quiet. Yeah. Well, I don't know what they doing. Because I've completely shut off to them now. You know. But what I'm going to tell you what's going to happen with them. They're going to go and be manipulating and taking advantage of the people all the way up till the internet go out. Or to the B systems implemented. Or whatever. Or they might keep going. I think they're going to grow. They're going to get real big. And there ain't no mark. There's no such thing as a mark. It's spiritual. Just keep this spiritual sugar high. Oh, no, yeah, you get that chip in you. Oh, yeah, let them inject that nanoparticle monkey pus in you. Yeah, take that. Yeah, take that. And then they controlling you some freak show way, and it's a wrap. Okay? Somebody put, this is a way that seems right to a man, but the end result is death. Big old facts, brother. I like that, CJ. You big old facts. That's spot on. A stimulus, plural stimuli, is something which causes a response. Yep. Yeah, man. So Koya put, whether it's gardening, sewing, medicinal herbs, canning, dehydrating food, creating handmade goods, etc., take back the means of production. Because that's what they stole. That's what they stole from you, y'all. If you want to know what the mystery of iniquity is, what the other part of this beast system, you had the religious thing, and whatever, and they stole the means of production. That's the key to capitalism, is the elite or rich people take the means of production from you and cause you to come to them. You know what I'm saying? They break the means of production, the way of production. They take that from you. They break it up in a little simple form so where you don't know too much. And they have you as a slave and of the means of production. They produce and you consume. And it's called consumerism. And it's called capitalism. Because they know if they take the means of production, they could make you a slave to it. And what the book is telling you to do is choose the ancient ways. You know, do for yourself. Come together as a nation and function that way. Learn what it is to work together with your brothers and sisters and not run to them. And what might prove that? Well, anything you go to them for poisons you and kills you. You know? Now, as we move forward, we're going to get at a level where even for like major things, we don't have to go to them for, like gunshot wounds and major injuries, you know. But we got people who are doctors who could, train on all that stuff. But we run to them for everything, for the food, to get, you name it, we go to them. All right. So, like Sister V's put, biblical sustainability. So the biblical perspective of this epidemic, putting it into perspective, you know who's not stressed out right now is the people who have figuratively, spiritually, and literally come out of her. the people who went way out in the middle of nowhere where there ain't no 5G signals, where there ain't no police and military patrolling the area, where they own plenty of land, where there ain't a bunch of crazy ass people on all types of sorcery that you call medication that could potentially turn into a damn zombie. Where all those people aren't around them. Those people aren't around them. Because see, a lot of y'all in the neighborhoods you live in, if the trucks really stopped running and supplies really got short, the first people you'd have to worry about is these people that are on the medications. You name it. They're on crazy medications, antidepressants, whatever. They pacifying demonic possession. You know, the people on what's that medication that it damn near mimics heroin or whatever. They on that stuff. Dude, some of them people, within 2 days, they are gonna go damn crazy. They're gonna literally turn into a damn zombie, and you're gonna have to put. They're gonna run up in your house. You're gonna put rounds on. Now, if I'm out in the middle of Podunk, Countryville, you know, and my next door neighbor lives a mile away, and he got one tooth, and his name is Billy Bob, I ain't gonna have nothing to worry about. But y'all see what happened in New York, man. They were like, man, them people were trying to run up out of there. They said 1,500 police of the cops have the corona in New York. 1,500. Do you know what's happening? You know, there's people on top of people there. Pastor Dow been saying, get out them cities, boy. I get it now. You know, and even being in these subdivisions, man. I'm telling you that. I just said the medication runs short. Folks are start losing. Then folks start getting hungry. Then you see what I'm saying? You can forget about it. And then the cops is getting sick. You see? It get ugly quick. And there's plenty of room and space and provision for people to get with some like-minded people and get the hell up away from these population centers. And that's what old Michael Israel is doing. And as I've been telling you, I don't give a damn about my viewership numbers. I really don't care about spiritual combat like that. And as time moves forward, you're going to see it. You're going to see a lot less of me on here until I get where I need, my goals are met, you know. But I figure I come on here and bless y'all with this message that you can listen to over and over again. You can implement and get direct results from what I said. And one of the first thing is, I'm telling you, I need to wake up to praise and worship music in the morning, or there's something encouraging in the morning. Because you got to meditate on the word day and night. Don't meditate on this damn news. Look, and I made that mistake this morning, getting up, listening to Dateline or whatever the hell it was. He died, they died, he dying, they dying, he choking, they choking. It's like, ooh, that ain't the way to start my daggone day. And moving forward, I'm going to start my day with praise and worship music. You know what I'm saying? Or something encouraging and uplifting to keep me working on this goal of I'm going to make this house that I live in look beautiful. So folks going to be begging to buy it. And very soon, like I'm going to be pulling this studio down. I'm going to minimize that, which I just thought of something just now. It just hit me. I just thought of something I could do. But yeah, this thing gonna pretty much go away. And I'm getting ready to really move forward. I'm saying that because I'm even listening to myself, and it's spot on to me. What I'm saying is making the fire hotter. But he said, "Come out from among them, test it, man." You know, I got some Bible scripture, some more stuff in Second Ezra's. If you read forward, where it talks about what's going to happen, basically. And I'm putting the timeline together, but basically after we are pulled out, because he said with fury poured out and a strong hand, he's going to pull us out of here, just like as he did in Egypt. Okay, but we got an iron sharpen iron. We got. I'll say this, and I'm not saying, oh, I'm prophesying. I'm not saying I'm prophesying. I'm not saying this is biblical doctrine. This is my own opinion of what I'm seeing. Because a lot of people are like, is this the end? Is this the end? No, I think for the most part, things are going to go back to normal where we're able to still do a lot. And the reason why is because there's a lot of growing up that needs to happen in Israel. There's a lot of men who they're deceiving themselves. They weak. They're not ready to man up and get their homes in order. And what do I mean by that? It's like a plague among black men. They can't handle frustration because they've been raised by women or they haven't been raised around men. And they can't handle frustration. A lot of women can't handle frustration too, but you cannot effectively deal with a woman if you're a man and you cannot handle frustration. I watch a lot of men and they basically got two behaviors when frustration is put on them. They either flip out and just freak out, or they shut down. They shut down. And this is why a lot of men, when they got an issue with you, they get a spirit of offense. They don't know how to deal with it because they're not real men. Now, you watch real men who are raised around real men, or like me, I put myself through a rite of passage to become a real man. And a real man is confrontational. They'll bring something straight to you. They'll look you in your eyes and bring it to you. You never have to guess where you stand with a real man. You never have to guess where you stand with him. Like a brother Gideon. I know where I stand with him at any point in time. Pastor Dow. I know where I stand with him. Elder Rufus. I know where I stand with him. If he got an issue with me, he bring it straight down, straight betwixt the running lights. You know what I'm saying? He bring it straight down the middle. He ain't no respect a person. That's being a real man. But on the same note, when it comes to dealing with women, a lot of men ain't got their house in order. And they don't know how to get it in order because they're not real men, because they can't handle the frustration of her getting upset. So they either go along with it or they turn into this like macho tyrant or something. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't argue. You know, it could turn into an argument, but a lot of men, it like it shakes up their whole reality. So moving back, that is an epidemic in every part of the Hebrew community. And I'm around leaders who that's not an issue with them. Pastor Dow, you see, he got 3 wives. And what do I look at? I'm like, hey, they when they have the services, they're up there praising and worshiping. I've watched him deal with them. I witnessed firsthand. I ain't like these clown ministries out here making these hurt feeling videos. Again, these is weak ass men who can't deal with frustration. They go out here and make 3 2-hour long documentaries or throw jabs forever because they can't handle frustration. They got our numbers. It's like we easy to get in contact with. You see what I'm saying? But they can't deal with frustration, uncomfortable conversations. This is relationships. This is what's required in marriages. Uncomfortable conversations that are going to bring emotional responses and all that. This society trains us to avoid that. You see what I'm saying? And this is why a lot of dudes got jacked up marriages. This is why a lot of folks be divorced. And I'm not saying it's just the men, because a lot of time, because we can get into the women, but we on the men first. So at the end of the day, I don't care how big mouth, nut job, crazy the woman is or whatever. I don't care. If there's a relationship issue, it's always lies with the man. Okay? But we as men have to learn how to handle frustration and deal with those uncomfortable emotions that well up. You know what I'm saying? Just sit in the calm, like sit through it. And when I say that, that don't mean you like some, when you get in an argument or your woman nagging you or she acting out of order, out of biblical character, that don't mean you sit there like some Buddhist monk and like with your eyes rolled in your head. No, I mean, you might be arguing this, that, and other, but like sometimes stuff just warrants you need to leave for a while and leave them by themselves and not talk to them. You know, sometimes there's different tools for different things, but a lot of men, because they can't deal with the frustration, they only result to one or two things. They just shut down and go along with it, or they go berserk. And you see some of these situations that be happening. Folks hitting women and this, that, and the other. So how do you grow? How do you develop, what do you call it? A spirit. How do you develop like a spirit of patience? Like, how do you learn to stay calm in frustrating situations? You know, you got to read the book. But a lot of what gets men frustrated and women frustrated in these relationships is just because they don't understand what's actually going on according to what the Bible said. That's why I always send people to Proverbs and Sirach. It breaks all these situations down. And a lot of men need deliverance from the effeminate spirit, from the spirit of fear, from the spirit of neediness. You need deliverance. It's a spirit. You've grown up with that spirit, but the first spirit that has to come out in order for any of this to get dealt with is the spirit of pride. Okay? Okay. So yeah. So that's what it is. Y'all got any questions, comments, concerns? If not, definitely y'all see, hit the like, subscribe, share, all that stuff. You know where to find me. But definitely do that. But I said all that to say, yeah, there is such a deficit in. You know, a lot of dudes be trying to masquerade like they got biblical, like they house is the holy, set apart, in order. I watch the women act like they the daughter of Sarah and all that, and they got demons and spirits on them. We got growing to do. You know, keep it 100. You got growing to do, men. We got growing to do, men. I can see a lot of y'all. I see it on it from a distance. A lot of y'all, I could just go on Facebook and look over some stuff and be like, yeah, he got to get his junk. But a lot of men ain't willing. Their pride won't let them get under good leadership because what? This brings me to my second thing. Because people have low character, they don't know how to spot people with character. And the only way you're going to develop character and not be a character is by studying character. And how you study character? Proverbs and Sirach. It's that simple. And I'm saying Proverbs and the book of Sirach or Ecclesiastes because that's where I recommend you start. Okay? There are ministries led by people with no character. Okay? And tons of people following them. Why? Because there's a drought on character. And you can't come together and be selfless and function with brothers and sisters in any meaningful way unless you got character. So you'll see, time tells. Time will always tell everything. I put that in there when somebody said, Michael, are you an alcoholic or are you on drugs? Somebody put that in the thing. Okay? I typed to him, time will tell. I tell you what, there's no alcohol in here. I don't drink alcohol though. Because when I was in the military, I was an alcoholic. I drank enough for 20 lifetimes. But if I'm a drug addict, time will tell. You will see. If your ministry you're following is spot on, time will tell. For a lot of people, it's cracks are beginning to show right now. Okay? Because I'm not saying nothing complicated. I do my shows live. If y'all want to call in to the show, y'all can. I answer comments real time. Y'all seen it. If y'all want, I'll start putting the number up here. You could call into the show and hit me on anything real time. We just keep it 100. I am what I am. The same way I'm talking here is the same way I talk to you in person. Same way I talk to my supervisor at work. Same way I talk to my wife. Same way I talk to my children. To my little boot-licking dog, Thule. I talk the same way. I'm just this way, period. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, So anyway, y'all, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm getting ready to have a family meeting. We're going to figure out what our plan of the day and get some stuff done today. What I'm looking around for to see what time it is. Okay. Yeah, we got a lot to do. But yeah, I'm going to figure out my plan of the day. We're going to get this stuff done. Y'all pray for me to have energy, health, and blessings to get this household and move forward and get done what I need to get done. Y'all pray for the saints down here in Jacksonville, Florida. I want to give a shout out to the saints down here in Jacksonville, Florida. Shout out to my brother Josh. He in there. You see him in the comments over there on YouTube. Shalom, brother Josh. Shout out to my brother Gideon, man. Appreciate that weapons training you gave us, man. It was just the Most High sending you down to get us. He knew what was coming. And the reason I say that, man, there's break-ins that over here on this side of town. They were saying that there's been a rash of break-ins. They know the cops is slacking now. That's why there was a rush on the gun stores here the past 2 days here in Florida. And I'm sure them people paying used car prices for some crappy weapons because they said everything that sold out anyway. But we good, man. We good here. All right. But yeah, I hope y'all stay good. I might go live later on if I get enough accomplished. Otherwise, you'll see me Shabbat morning. I don't even know what my lesson's going to be about. It might be about dealing with frustration. I think that's what it's going to be about. Okay? More than likely. Okay? If y'all have any lesson recommendations, just hit me up. I check my emails, my comments, my messenger. Y'all are sending me a lot of videos. Y'all bear with me. I'm watching them, but I'm not indulging in all of them. There's a lot of interesting stuff I realize I need to study about, but you know, I'm not gonna listen to that full time because y'all gotta be careful, man. Like whatever you're dumping in, that's what's gonna come out. So if you like, if I'm sitting here listening to them videos all day, eventually, you know what I'm saying? Eventually them videos are gonna you know, they're gonna they'll get you. Multiple people came to me like, yeah, I was watching a lot of news, and now I feel depressed, or I'm confused, and I'm worried, and I'm feeling something weird. Man, would you listen on audiobook or read the book of Psalms, and it will put your spirit at rest. All right, Brother Gideon said, I love you, brother. Anytime, be safe and pray the Most High keep you safe. Yeah, Gideon trained us up airtight with pistolas. You know what I'm saying? It's like an extension of my body now. Yeah, you get done. But that's Army Ranger training, you know? Let's see. I would like to send you a link. It's important. It is best if I can text it. Email it is the best. The best way to send it, Brother Nathan, is email. Email me that. Let's see. And my email is right there in the comments. info@spiritualcombat.org. It's in the description, not the comments, description. Okay? All right. So, yeah, send it. I'll check it out, man. I hope it's good, you know. Awesome. Appreciate it. I'll check it when I get off here. Anyway, with that said, two of the most powerful things is, like I said, he said, meditate on those scriptures, listen to the book of Psalms. I got some stuff I'm going to listen to today. Also, change your wake-up alarm to some of these praise and worship songs. Like this one I'm going to take y'all out with. The same one, You're Always There. You know what I'm saying? That is and they're beginning to prove this stuff scientifically of what it does to you. Okay? So, yeah. All right. With that said, y'all, this is Straitway, Always There. If you want to check that video out, it's over there on Spiritual Combat on YouTube. Check it out. Download it somehow if you can. You know, but wake up and listen to encouraging stuff like that. Watch the brothers and sisters praising and worshiping in there. And then I got that other video. So that's what I'm going to take y'all out with. Appreciate y'all. I'm Michael Israel. You watching Spiritual Combat. Shalom, shalom. I might do a video later on about preparation, being prepared around here because we're in a quarantine now. And I'm going to tell you now, moving forward, there's going to be limited police protection. So what I might do if I get a chance later on is show y'all some weapons you can make and some ways you can secure your home. Okay? Anyway, with that said, I'm Michael Israel. You watch Spiritual Combat. And this is Always There. Shalom, shalom.